Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, guys, or welcome in if it's your first time watching us. We love to talk markets. We love to talk charts. Yeah, we're going to have a great show for you guys today. Obviously, Bitcoin, a little bit sticky here at this 110K price range. We're going to discuss, obviously how we think price will react. I'm sure I'll mention the John Brown quote talking about the importance of 110K another time. Yeah, how are we doing, guys? I'm Tommy. You also know me as Snorlax. I'm joined by Tucker, Max, and of course, Chef Jackus. Like I said, we're going to have a great market check for you guys today. Happy Wednesday. Short week, obviously, so might be a little bit less liquidity on a week like this. I mean, that's typically kind of what we see. But I think before I can get too deep into dissecting, the Bitcoin price action, equity market price action's been pretty much flat for the last few days. But, crypto has been very much where it's at. And I know that's why most of you guys are here. I'm going to ask if you guys can smash, slam, destroy, annihilate. I'm gonna have to come up with some new adjectives, man, because you guys are destroy. Yeah, I mean, eviscerate. I'll come up with a new adjective maybe every day to try and entice you guys to hit the like button. It always means a lot to us on the panel when you do. And of course, you help us continue to grow the channel and continue to get in front of more and more eyes. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about the market. Right, because whether you guys hit the like button or not, we're still gonna show up. We're still gonna hit the like button, but you might get soybeans in between. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is pulling back a little bit today. I think we're seeing more of the weakness in altcoins this morning. It's just this $110,000 level. We knew it would be sticky for Bitcoin. That John Brown quote just rings in our ears all the time, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the path towards 110K will be long and arduous, but once you clear that, you come out of the thicket, 200K will come pretty quickly. Bitcoin is proving that is still the case. This is still a very sticky level. Clearly, there is some supply that is existing there. Could it cause a bit of a local dip? I do think that is possible, right? I mean, one of the things that we talked about yesterday was that we would probably try to make another stab and go for the highs at some point this week. Seems like we got that yesterday. Also seems like we got a little bit of rejection, especially, when I look at some of our previous risk on indicators, like a fart coin, like a hyperliquid, we are pulling back a little bit. Again, I don't think that this is anything to be too concerned about. I did see somebody in the comments already make the comment about how the deviation boys are already out in full force. Yes, they are. Lots of people expecting ranging conditions to continue, but we will talk about, I'm sure, why we are, likely, if not probable, to continue trending throughout the summer. But how are we doing, guys? What are we seeing in the markets? I know we're getting a little bit of it's hard to even call it a pullback so far, right? Because we're only a few $1,000s off the highs. The pullback is more so felt in altcoins. There's not really too much going on in equities, but what are you guys seeing in the markets right now? And where do you think we go from here?
I'm not really too worried about this pullback. I think it's just a little if you were to draw a volume profile over the entirety of this range, going back to, when we first got up to 110, like way back, what month was that? November. Like, we're above our value area high. I wouldn't even call this like a pullback. I mean, this is just like a little local kind of technical walk down. There's a particular individual who I believe is being aggressively hunted right now. So I think keep an eye out for that, because it feels pretty obvious to me what's happening right now, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Would love to hear your guys' takes on that, especially like Tommy, who's a little more like into the perps order books than myself, but that's what it seems like to me. But I don't view this as any cause for concern. I mean, May is almost over. It's been a pretty good month across the board. I'm expecting higher in June. I could see a scenario where we go to like 103. That's kind of right now as low as I'm expecting. I think this is actually very similar to like the last week of October into November of last year. Even structurally, it's somewhat similar, but I don't view this as any cause for concern whatsoever. I know people are probably completely unhinged and completely on tilt right now, given the micro dip that we're seeing. And I know some of your altcoins are feeling it, but yeah, I genuinely think that's like what's happening right now, Tucker, is that,
Yeah.
but this is, I mean, look at where price is. Like we're consolidating in a structural uptrend above, 100K. I mean, this is nothing to be concerned about. I actually think we're pretty poised for higher sometime next month. So let them finish this technical correction. Let them chew through this supply. I don't think it's going to be that much longer before we kiss 110 goodbye for a long time, and probably start the ascension higher. And I think there's a lot of confluence across the board with certain pairs, like certain Bitcoin pairs. One, I mean, we could just start with like Bitcoin dominance. I still think Bitcoin dominance looks primed for lower here. I still think, a lot of Bitcoin pairs, like major alt BTC pairs, look like they're just doing a simple technical correction before probably resolving higher. I don't think this is a cause for concern. I'm not viewing this in like the rally's over kind of way. I think we're doing what we've just been doing for the past 2 months, which is like markup, range, shake people out, markup, range, shake people out, and eventually we're just going to gap and go. And I think that that's coming. I do.
I was looking at let me get rid of some of this. I was just looking at like kind of the degree of these pumps, right? And we've obviously been fading a little bit, right? Like we had 15% there, we had 12% there, depending where you want to take it, so we're losing momentum a little bit, which is why I don't think we're just going to go vertical from here. Why I think we probably need to do this, which is the same like you talked about, right? The
Can you
same
do
thing that
that
happened.
percentage thing on those little moves, Tucker? I'd be curious to see what those look like. If you'd be
Yeah.
so kind, if you'd be such a gentleman.
Yes. Because you can just, I hadn't measured it yet, but you could just see it in the chart, right? It was just waning a little bit. So let's see, depending on where you want to take it from, right? Like off the low, 20%, then you had 15, then you had 10, and then you pulled back into like the lows basically that this previous one started from, and then it just went vertical, right? So if, of course, we're just going to extrapolate, if we were to do the same thing, that would be like these lows, right? Which would be 103, 104, 102, somewhere in there. So
I kind of think we're going to take those lows out before we go higher.
Fully take them out, as in run like.
I mean, maybe not the
100?
deepest one. Maybe not the deepest one, right? We might maintain that uptrending market structure, but I do think, a stab into the low 100s makes a lot of sense to me, with probably some outsized puking on altcoins. I think that makes the most sense to me, but I tend to think the recovery on Bitcoin will be very swift. Again, I'm going to continue to outline that the end of June picture for options on Bitcoin are incredibly bullish. Like they're expecting Bitcoin to be ending June 120, 130K or higher. We'll see.
So you're looking for like this, like
Yeah.
102, 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a little bit vicious. Yeah.
I think you just card out leverage on altcoins and then you send Bitcoin, right? It's kind of like the perfect storm for Bitcoin dominance to make another stab higher, and then you probably get a really nice altcoin rotation when that's done. Just a guess.
Tommy, what do you think about a certain individual's very public on-chain perps long? Is it hunting season or what's going on here?
Tired of winning.
I mean, realistically, they could liquidate his position and it not slip. Like there wouldn't probably be like a huge wick at market, because the way that Hyperliquid's clearinghouse tends to function is they're not just going to offload the entire notional value of the position in one go. They'll probably slowly offload it over the course of like a few minutes. But I'm sure there will be, like, if James Nguyen is getting liquidated, there's probably going to be some other positioning that gets bled into also. So I don't know. I still think that the ultimate goal was to liquidate that account. So, you know, I think that what they planned is realistically exactly what's inevitably going to happen.
I just have no idea where all of this came from. Like nobody cares about him, nothing. Then he comes out of nowhere. Suddenly everyone's like talking about him. You know, oh my God, he is bullish. Oh my God, he is bearish. Like, what is going on with this drama, right? Like, it's probably some made up account by some whale trying to, you know, cause something. I'm not like getting at all. I don't care if he is giga long or giga short. It's totally irrelevant to me, and I refuse to participate.
Well,
But I
Jack,
laugh at the memes.
regardless,
Sorry, Tucker, I was just going to say there was a guy who made like $5 or $6 million counter trading James Nguyen on chain over the last few days.
I saw that too.
I
That's
mean, Jack, aren't you, like, regardless of that, looking for lower than Tommy is right here?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like more so this.
Yeah, I think. Listen, right now we are sort of in this, you know, like potential breakout / potential deviation level. We have certainly broken out of, you know, this range high, but at the same time we haven't followed through yet. So to me, it's still a question mark. As I said, I still think that the pullback makes more logical sense than not. It's going to be technical because I remain to be incredibly macro bullish, but I need for the lower time frame price here to tell me. And if we accept back into the range, then I'm looking for sub 100K. And if we break new all-time highs here, then I'm looking for exponential continuation.
Okay.
I
So
like how that last part sounds.
yeah.
We're gonna get it, in my opinion, anyway this year and the next. The good things come to those who can be patient.
Well, we've definitely been patient. I'll say that much.
We have been.
What about ETH? Kind of.
I do think dips get slurped into the end of June. I mean, July obviously is a little bit different, but I'm leaning on continuation given the option structure.
I think there is going to be some scare of coming into the end of the tariff pause, because I don't think that Trump is going to make another pause. So coming into that, which is early July, I think there is going to be some people being scared, but it can be from higher up too.
That's an interesting reclaim. I hadn't really looked at these MAs on ETH in a while. I mean, I like that. I mean, ETH almost looks better than Bitcoin here, actually, which I know no one should say ever, but
I was just gonna say you are
yeah.
walking on a very thin ice, man.
Yeah.
Yesterday on our Discord call, I was like, yeah, we're opening the week with ETH BTC up 4.5%. This is typically not a good sign. I'd like to believe that this time is different, but and then sure enough, we rejected.
It will be one day. I feel like every single time in the past like year or two, whenever we've been excited about ETH, like, oh my God, it's the cup. It's sort of like whenever Bitcoin maxis were like, oh my god, Bitcoin's decoupling from SPX was the moment it recoupled. And I feel like every single time ETH maxis were like, hey, ETH is decoupling from Bitcoin, it's finally going on, was the time it rocked right after. So hopefully, I listen, it's going to come, just like XRP stopped being a stable coin at some point. ETH is going to outperform at some point. And I think that point is above 4K still.
Yeah. Got a little work to do to get there, but 50%, but
nothing. I
Nothing.
remember when 50% were, like you expected that to happen in a single day or week,
Yeah, 50%
it's like, oh my
isn't that
god,
much.
50% to 50K.
Yeah. Are equities doing anything? I haven't really.
Not really.
Not
I
really.
think they're just kind of hanging out before Nvidia earnings.
Yeah. When is it like the 20? Is it today?
I think it's-
Yeah,
post market today.
it's funny how they always do it post market, isn't it?
Nvidia, yeah, they are always post market.
Yeah, they always do it for like the most important companies after the market closes. Always.
So dramatic.
It's like, imagine if people could act upon it, but instead, they have to see the price dump in post hours and then, or pump without them, and then the decision they have to make is the next day when price is at a much different place. Imagine.
I feel like this is pretty similar to me.
Imagine how crazy it would be if Nvidia earnings were like right in the middle of a New York session. It would be a
Dude,
little
oh my god. Yeah, that would be insane.
The 0 DTE just like slinging would be out of control, bro. That's why they definitely do it after hours, man. Like,
yeah,
you'd end up, it'd be unmanageable. It would be completely unmanageable.
I mean, we get all types of news regarding Bitcoin. It's 24/7 and we still manage, right? But
no one cares about Bitcoin, though. They're starting
wait,
to.
what?
Nvidia
What
is
did
the
you
stock,
just say?
Nvidia is the stock market. Okay. Nvidia is the stock market.
he means the boomers don't care as much.
Yeah, the boomers don't care if Bitcoin has a liquidation cascade, but they would care a lot if Nvidia had a cascade.
Truth be told, Bitcoin is going to probably soon surpass Nvidia in market cap.
I agree with that.
How close are they?
Yeah, what is it right now?
Like 50%. I think BTC is like 2.2 trillion and Nvidia is like 3.3.
2.13, and I guess we can't. What is Nvidia?
I'm not sure you can look it up on TradingView.
Nvidia
I kind of wouldn't be surprised to see it done.
3.3. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen this summer.
That would be nice.
But
Bitcoin
I'm kind of
needs to add $1 trillion then.
I think you can still make the argument that Nvidia is just doing the Bitcoin top from 2021.
You could. I mean, it looks similar-ish for sure.
No,
but also I could make the argument that this is like the first correction that Bitcoin had in price discovery.
You literally,
like 2020.
you literally cannot have that happening. For that would mean Bitcoin going to like 50K.
Yeah.
Nvidia, anytime Nvidia pulls back, you know what it means for the market. So Nvidia, I think Nvidia doesn't have to like go parabolic as it has from the 2022 lows, but it needs to either stay stable or go slowly up. But you cannot, just add Bitcoin next to it or beneath it. No, just use the add function, the
Oh, you
plus
mean on the
function.
same pane?
Yeah, use new pane, but just use the upper chart, just a single chart, and then use the plus function and click new pane.
Okay, we can do this. We can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. No, you mean the same. Sorry.
Yeah, I was.
Gotcha.
No, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, that's what you want? Okay.
Yeah. So if Nvidia were to break down, you do not want to see that.
No, you don't.
But I don't see a reason for it, honestly. Just like I don't see much reasons for Bitcoin to go, to new lows.
Well, we should look at this then. We should look at the BTC Nvidia pair. Remember that? Yeah.
That thing should be bottom, man. It really should be bottom. Deviated the low there, reclaiming your MAs,
It should be. We still had no cycle, man, in crypto. Think about it. That's why I think you guys know what I discussed yesterday, the timing of this bull market. When I said, if we were to and I think Tommy made a good point that we cannot compare it to the prior cycle of 2021 and make, extrapolation based on that single-handedly. But I just do not think we have 2-3 months left. I think this will take. Some time.
Yeah, because this, I mean, if we were where I drew it, right, then it gives you 3 or 4 months. But when this pair peaks, Bitcoin's peaked, right? Pretty much every time.
Not in 2021, because,
Well, yeah, we had the second run up, but that was
Yeah.
the first top.
But,
Yeah.
but if you're gonna think about the alt season, it continued until end of 2021.
Yeah. Just
So-
for Bitcoin then.
So for example, you can look at the 2020 low on the upper chart.
2020 low. What, COVID?
Yeah, sort of after, right? On the upper chart.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that BTC still underperforms Nvidia. And then that is still more than a year for alts to outperform. From that point, right?
Yeah. Maybe we should put total 3 on here, actually.
Total.
Oh, wait, no, that's not right. Total 3. All right. Get rid of Bitcoin.
Josh actually brought up a really good point right now in the comments. I'd like to just highlight this. So this is actually the start of a new bear market, guys. This is similar to one that we had last week, if you remember. We ended up surviving that bear market barely, but we did also have a bear market last week, and now this is the bear market of May 28th. So it's official, guys. This candle today confirms it. Welcome to the bear market of May 28th. But thanks for pointing that out, Josh.
I wish we had more history on total 3, but I still think I think Bitcoin and Nvidia look similar, obviously, to this cycle.
Yeah.
But how long did we have from there? We had half a year, 6 months.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of curling, waiting for something big. And it's not a bearish Nvidia thing at all. It's more of just like a Nvidia might be stuck in a range for a little bit or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, put Nvidia down to it too, Tucker.
Down to what?
Add Nvidia alone to the new pane.
All right.
And then put it in log, and you'll be able to see that even though that Nvidia went up, you still had Bitcoin mooning. Look at the peaks in BTC versus Nvidia. Actually put instead of total 3, put Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought you meant. Okay. Log.
Right. And look at the 2017 cycle even. And you still have mooning Bitcoin, and you still have Nvidia going up. It's just that Bitcoin is going up much quicker than Nvidia. And that's kind of what we need.
And even after Bitcoin topped, Nvidia kept going up.
Yeah.
When was this? September 18, and then it crashed, and then Bitcoin put it on bottom. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, just going on the Bitcoin Nvidia chart, it does look pretty similar, but just 1.107. What do you think we get on ETH if Bitcoin trades like 103s?
That's a good question.
Is that a question for me?
Anybody?
Feel free.
Tommy?
If it trades 103s,
Yeah, if Bitcoin trades to where you think, like 102, 103, 104, where's ETH?
I mean, I could see like 2,300. Just depends on how deep Bitcoin goes. Like if Bitcoin goes deeper than that, ETH probably goes a little bit deeper too. It's a little bit tougher to read ETH because I think ETH and ETH beta actually look significantly better than a lot of Sol and Sol beta right now. Like Pepe to me, obviously it could come down within its structure pretty good if you're trading leverage locally, for example. But I think that things like Pepe looks pretty good relative to something like Sol. At this point, Fartcoin looks pretty good for lower prices at like 110, maybe even close to $1. But no, I think ETH and ETH beta do look a lot stronger at the moment than most of the market.
Look at Bitcoin dominance.
I need you to
Getting ready to
slam the
push,
Sol ETH chart, Tommy.
Lower.
I really think ETH is gonna pump really soon, man.
The Max's trend line on Bitcoin dominance there.
Yeah, I think Sol ETH's about to rip down again.
And is that because ETH is gonna pump or Sol's gonna dump?
Probably a mix of both.
Oh boy.
I think it's funny, I got the Sol ETH rotation right. I was wrong on the USD reasoning behind it, but like in hindsight, it makes perfect sense why this chart is going down because upside, well, ETH has further to revert than Sol, so it makes sense that you're outperforming. Downside, well, ETH is probably going to be a little bit more protected than Solana, just given that one, it got more beaten down in the early parts of this year. And also in general, I think suffered a lot less dilution than something like Solana. So there's going to be less sell pressure, unlocks included. Not to say that the ETH Foundation won't find more Ether under their couch cushions to end up selling. But yeah, I think that this is coming down. I'm not going to declare victory on Sol ETH until like 0.03, personally.
0.03.
Yeah, but if we break this the uptrend, then you would take it as a confirmation of the change of trend, no?
Yes. I mean, if you break down here, it's probably going to be a pretty good move lower.
You think it's going to be stairs up, elevator down?
Kind of.
Bring it.
I mean, it kind of strikes me like if you were trading Bitcoin dominance in 2021, right before it just kind of maybe not waterfalled straight down, but over the course of a few months.
I mean, I'm viewing it as, I kind of agree with you, Tommy. I don't know if I see like a full retrace, but I see most of those lows getting taken. But I think it's off the back of like soul underperformance, not even soul bearishness, just like complacency with soul. I think it will move up, but I mean, I feel like sometime next month, it wouldn't surprise me to see ETH pushing 4K again, honestly, like 30 days from now. And I think that when that happens, we're going to see that vacuum effect for ETH that we haven't seen in a long time, where ETH will have multiple 10 to 15% days. It's going to do that thing that it does once every 4 years. And I think the rest of the L1s, maybe even Bitcoin included, will just kind of be like watching ETH do its thing. I remember there was a very small window of time last cycle when ETH was driving the market. You know how it's like Bitcoin is clearly driving the market? There was like a 3-month period of time where like ETH would pump, everything would pump. And if anything but ETH pumped, without ETH, it would retrace, and it had a true vacuum effect. It's very short-lived, right? I would not expect it to last very long, but it was real, right? And I think that the Sol ETH chart is showing us that maybe we won't have that effect with like Bitcoin needing ETH. I would honestly be surprised if that happened this cycle. I think there's so much institutional interest in Bitcoin that it really shouldn't affect it. But I could very much so see ETH stealing the show from especially Sol here, which has been like the ETH killer of this cycle, the
It's
better
still
tech.
very contrarian to bet against Sol.
It is.
You bring up the fact that you're super bearish on Sol ETH, and the immediate response is a very negative one.
Absolutely.
So, Tommy, where were you talking about Bitcoin dominance looking like Sol ETH last cycle? Just like
maybe not Bitcoin dominance, but kind of like that eventual breakdown that it had and just beeline back. I don't think that it's going to be quite like that or be quite as aggressive as that, but we've kind of been using Sol ETH as your unspoken on-chain dominance indicator, and that might be getting ready to shift back towards ETH. I think that's a huge positive for the space. As an aside, get capital off of Solana, where it's just being kind of purely extracted and destroyed at this point.
Look at this Bitcoin dominance trend, man. This is a thing of beauty, honestly.
I have to think if you're getting a Sol ETF announcement within the next few months, it's probably a sell.
Of what? Of Sol?
Of Sol, yeah.
Yeah, if you're getting like an ETF announcement on Sol, like it's probably a sell the news. Get some tiny pump, and I think it gets sold off.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be like the Bitcoin ETF where it ramped up into it, ultimately got sold. I think it depends when that approval comes. It'll be more of a timing thing, like a cyclical timing thing for me, whether it's like a true risk off, sell the news, or just like a local correction.
Yeah, is it going to be like that?
Yeah. I mean, we ramped into the ETF approval there, got a correction, but then ultimately we're beneficiaries of that approval because look what came right after. We made an all-time high before the halving, which I would argue happened primarily because of the ETFs, right?
Well, it will depend whether we get those staking ETFs. I think we might not get a Sol ETF until there is an ETH staking ETF, because if Sol ETF comes in and it's not the staking one, it will have probably similar fate as the ETH one. So local pump, and then fade. And I think that they will intentionally postpone it, so they will let ETH take the spotlight with the staking ETF. They will let it pump, and then end of the cycle, Sol will bounce back. And I think maybe Sol outperforming again this cycle might be the end of it.
The end of it.
The end
That's
of the
very
cycle.
ominous.
Huh.
I think so, because Sol represents the absolute degen trenches gambling mentality. So when
Why
that
do you
one
think
will
that
go-
would ever end, though, Jackus?
I'm not saying it's going to end. I'm saying that when it outperforms again, that's the end of the cycle.
Mm,
Like the outperformance.
okay.
Against what? Against everything, or like you talking Bitcoin?
I mean, I think ETH pumps. I think Bitcoin pumps. I think Sol USD goes up too. And then maybe like the next year or the year after, when Sol starts to outperform everything again, that's when I think that will kind of be like the end of the mania. So I think it comes like next year or the year after, or something along that. But currently, I do not think Sol is going to outperform.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're a ways away from Sol outperformance, Jackus. And I think Sol BTC will probably bottom this summer, to be honest, because of the underperformance that I think we're going to see against things like Bitcoin and ETH, which are ultimately healthy. But like that chart to me looks like it's coming down, all the way back into that previous accumulation range. Yeah, it's going to take out, I think, those candles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think so too. And it will take some time to get there. And then you'll get the pump, which will be the gambler's mania pump, in my opinion, which always comes as the last thing in each cycle. In each cycle, the gambling really comes at the end, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of gambling this cycle, but it was someone put it really well. It was like we had scratch off season, not alt season. Yeah. Like what we had was just people throwing money at random garbage, knowing that there was absolutely no chance that they would even exist in maybe even a week or two, right? And they were totally okay with that. It was just about it was just about trying to make a quick buck, right? It was like the eagerness for alt season caused them to not prospect any long-term positions, whether altcoins or, even just Bitcoin. There's a lot of people that, did kind of see that early and were just like, okay, yeah, we can participate in scratch off season for fun, but like this is not crypto, right? I'm going to try to buy stuff that will last the duration of the cycle, is correlated and synced up to majors, actually has the potential to last more than one cycle, whatever that narrative or tech is or was, and that's a different type of investing, right? We haven't seen a ton of, hey, I'm going to buy this altcoin and hold it for a year type of mentality. We've seen a little bit of it, but nothing like I think we're going to, especially when ETH pumps. All we've seen is gambling.
I think that's because the market, it hasn't really punished selling your bags too soon in a while, right? Or at the very least, like it's been at least, I would probably say the beginning of 2024, since we've seen that true like altcoin PVE style price action. The market is not, making you regret selling, or there hasn't been like a runner, I think, in so long that's made everybody regret selling way too soon yet. Maybe, I mean, in the same way that we saw in like 2023 with Pepe, in 2024 it was WIF, and there has to be, I think, some sort of meme coin or some sort of on-chain asset to really kind of bust through that low to mid 9-figure market cap range and enter the multi-billion-dollar range that will, you know, make people want to believe in something a little bit more than the musical chair game that we're playing. And maybe that can't occur on Solana anymore at the current rate. Maybe it has to happen on ETH.
Yeah.
Everyone's building on ETH. I think this cycle or the next higher time frame, you know, move from here is going to truly be that adoption of digital asset space. I think it's clear as day, but we know that at the end of each adoption cycle, there's a mania phase that takes things out of control. And I think that is going to come, but I think it's going to come like 2027 even potentially. And I think we will have a decent bull market till then.
You know what we should be doing this week is marking it. We should be doing a little more Bitcoin conference analysis here. I think that needs to be done. What do you guys say?
You wanna mark the tops of Bitcoin conference?
I didn't say tops. I just said mark the Bitcoin conferences. So
Not wrong.
because it needs, I think we should do that. So we have, when was it? Somebody pull up all the dates for me, and I'll just mark them. We have one
put it
now.
in the chat GPT quick. Hang on.
And we have one now. Okay, let me make this a.
It's crazy to me how many times I still have to fact check the AI, man. Like I was just thinking, like so many times, like there are people who believe everything it says, and I think it's a great tool, and I use it daily, basically. But at the same time, like it makes so much shit.
All right, Max, you got dates for me?
Yeah, except now it's pulling up every Bitcoin conference that's ever existed, not just the big ones.
Oh no.
Okay, let me try this again.
We know. Okay, I remember 2023 was May. End of May 22nd, maybe. Or something like that.
All right, give it 1 second here. Dude. Chat GPT is dust, man. It's over.
Oh,
it's completely dust, bro. It's just it will not give me what I want, and now I'm pissed off.
Are you having fun?
I'm canceling my subscription right now, dude. It's over. Terrible tech.
Hold on.
I'm done looking. Now I'm just frustrated.
Okay, 2021 was June 4th to 5th. 2021 June, whatever. We'll do June 8th. Okay. Wait, no. That's 2020. Sorry, 2021 June 7th. Close enough. Okay. 22 May 18th. May 16th, close enough. May 18th. Okay. July 27th. Well, July last year, huh? July 27th. All right. That's it right there. So
doesn't look terrible.
I
I
mean,
remember
not-
the 2022 conference well. I remember that was not fun.
yeah.
But that aside, not bad.
This is a post-halving year. This is a post-halving year.
It wouldn't be a crypto conference if we didn't dip during it, though, right?
Yeah.
But what we really need, Tommy, is ETH ripping during the Bitcoin conference, because that's even more insulting than Bitcoin just pulling back.
They'll probably wait till the conference is over and then rip the coins, if I had to guess. But
for sure.
at this point.
I mean, I'm hoping Bitcoin can just rip during the conference. That'd be awesome. But it's like, it's a conference. It's
So
never
right
that
at
easy. It's like all that optimism and like euphoria of like meeting your online crypto nerd friends and like everyone, we're at all-time highs, so everyone's like on cloud 9. It's not that easy. You don't get to just go there and be rich and happy, There's always some dip or some scam or I don't know, something that happens. But
I mean, all we need to know is that like there was some garbage after. This was a nightmare. Garbage. We're probably in for just some chop. If there's any confluence, it's chop. So yeah, not a ton of signal, but chop and then up, chop and then up, chop and then up. So that's what I'll take from it.
James Wynn just full clip G'd his entire Andy bag right now.
Did he? I was about to look at his dashboard on Hyperliquid to see what his long looks like right now.
He just full clipped G'd his entire ticker Bitcoin and Andy bag full clip. I think he's trying to free up collateral.
I think he's gonna get liquidated.
What's his liquidation price, Tommy?
If it would load, I could tell you. I'm trying to get it.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I would
stump today. Just get it over with.
I would think we come back into these MAs here, man. Give me like, I think 100K. 100K again would be all right. Yeah. Wait, Tommy, are you there?
Yeah.
He said, is Tommy in a cockpit? Still no Starlink? That's a great question. That's a great question for Tommy. Max, we're going to have to just send Tommy Starlink, man. Let's see. Yeah, my guess would be like 103, 104.
His liquidation is 105.5.
105.5. That's absolutely getting taken.
Dude, that might get taken like.
That might get taken in
probably
like
not on the show, but
I mean,
it'd be
that's
kind of
like
right here. We did it while we were live.
I mean, he just full stack G'd at Andy. Take the man out.
I mean, 105.5, dude. 105.5 is
Max
right.
wants blood.
Well, bro, you fuck with Andy,
105.
take him out. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, dude, 1% away. Yeah, man.
I hope it happens live. No offense, James, if you're watching. God, the Sol altcoins look so bad.
The Sol, what are you talking about? Farcoin?
I mean, Farcoin looks bad. Launchcoin looks awful. Launchcoin is literally about to get cut in half.
No.
Yes. Yes,
I don't
bro.
have any, but I feel like we want it to do well. Just generally. What do we think? Bybit?
I mean, I think it'll go up, but like eventually from this low. But right now,
okay, there we go.
It's giving me the vibes that Pepe gave
man.
when it ran up like 10 to 15x for the first time and then nuked through that support and everybody thought it was over.
Whoa. Okay, that's a good. We should do that real quick. Pepe. So what do you, this run up?
No, you need the Pepe price history from
Oh
last year.
my, you're talking about that. Okay. I thought you were talking about this one.
No.
No, I know what you're saying then. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. Market cap, same market cap kind of at the time, right? Or what is this at? 150?
Yeah, you just get a big puke through that floor and then grinds back up to new highs.
Yeah.
It's kind of my guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks a little Barty.
I've been trying to trade this one. It is traded like a complete scam, though.
It looks a little Barty.
If Bitcoin pukes, it's probably going to be like your biggest loser from a percentage standpoint, just a guess.
Yeah, I mean, what? Yeah. Okay.
And then I think you have things like Trump and Popcat that look like they're going to puke also.
Ooh,
And I think they'll have another run this summer, but right now they're going to need a puke and then some consolidation. Popcat probably into like the low 30s. And then Trump into like maybe tagging single digits again on like a wick, but
I mean, I think
I do think they'll bottom after they make these moves, but
yeah,
they look especially weak right now.
I think something like that for Popcat.
I almost wonder, like, if you're an ETF issuer and you were trying to maximize like your positive exposure to Sol, do you want to own the token or do you want to own something that, you know, enables you to just kind of rake in the fees, like the validators? I don't even know if a product like that is, if you can even create that with ETFs, but
I don't know. When's the staking ETF supposed to happen? Do we have a
for
date?
ETH,
Yeah.
I think any day.
Any day?
I'm pretty sure, right, Jackus?
Right.
For ETH ETF, it should be like the staking ETF. Could be any day now, right?
They will do it when the time is right.
That's what I figured. You know, they're gonna paint the chart a little bit, but
Yeah, I mean, we know how the game is played, so.
yeah, I'm taking signal from our risk on indicators. Like I said at the start of the show, Hyperliquid and Fartcoin. I don't even think Hyperliquid looks bad, right? But it's kind of giving you that for the first time in a minute, you're getting a dip on Hyperliquid, where the first few dips didn't immediately get sucked back up. You know, you kind of dipped a little bit deeper, and maybe you do take probably one more step down on Hyperliquid. I still think this is trending up.
Yeah.
Fartcoin, though, you know, I think Fartcoin looks pretty weak. Yesterday, I was hoping that it could be pretty strong, but it's kind of giving me like closer to $1 before bottom vibes now.
Fartcoin?
Yeah.
I think Hype looks great.
I mean, it's the best looking structure on the market, I think.
I think this line right here, I think you need to range here, maybe even do one of those.
I kind of think that's what we get.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
ever important question that we'll ask ourselves about Fartcoin over the next few weeks is the upside mostly finished, or does it have like a real leg of price discovery coming at some point this summer, before it's finished?
Probably has another leg.
I think it has another leg up. I just don't know,
You don't know if it's price discovery or not.
Right. Does that leg take us to like $2.5 to $3 and then it just distributes? Or, could you get like a real aggressive Robinhood led meme coin price discovery?
Franco's looking for this. You see that, Tommy?
Yeah.
I'd have to see if it we'd have to do it this way.
I think this is a decent probability. And I agree with Tommy that Fartcoin will probably stay a good risk-on barometer in the market.
Kind of similar. This would be, I feel like that would be a lot deeper of a pullback if you got a bunch of distribution here, though. I guess you could do this. Well, actually, let me just do this. You could do something like that. It would have to be deeper than that, though, wouldn't it? I think that takes too long too. Well, actually, that kind of lines up. End of July. I don't hate that.
I suppose that would test a lot of people's patience and conviction too.
Yeah, let me make this daily again.
God, that would be so awful.
That would be. I mean, this distribution would be pretty crazy.
I kind of have a hard time seeing it like range for that long and then hit peak mindshare again like that. I don't know.
I see what you're saying. I mean, you could have said the same thing back here, right? I guess it didn't range for that long, but similar. It went down, lost all its mind share, and got it all back in this region. So, possible. Oh, Jackus. We've lost Jackus. Yeah. Oh, Tommy, your Wi-Fi. Be back?
No. I think so.
I think you're back. I think you're back now.
We are so back. I don't know. I just think, if Fartcoin is going to continue ranging up here and distributing, I just don't think that. I mean, realistically, the mind share on it is probably topped if that's the case.
I do not
and
know
I would
why,
be less
but
inclined.
I cannot hear anything.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, I hear you. For some reason, StreamYard switched my output device for sound.
But you're so back.
So back.
I see some of the comments are buying my new favorite dog coin.
Okay, yeah. It's a good one. I don't have any, but I see what you're seeing there.
Gives me SPX 6900 vibes in a big way. Where I knew, and the funny thing is, like, I mean, I remember shilling you SPX 6900, Tucker, probably like 6 months too early. Story of my life. But I think, you know, when we're talking about like coins that have a very extended range, you kind of know eventually they're going to run, but you just have no idea when. That was always how SPX 6900 was for me. Like, I knew it would run eventually, but it just had to do it. It wasn't holding the coin.
Yeah.
Is it just me or is Tommy rugging?
No, yeah, he's Tommy. You got through like 92% of what you were saying, and then I lost the last 8%. What'd you say at the very end? Coin go up.
Coin go up.
There you go. Yeah, you're just speaking too eloquently. That's what's going on. You're just articulating too well. Yeah. Tommy, don't buy a membership if you buy internet.
Okay, Tucker knows. I was literally buying it yesterday or like last week as well. And the Amex is just like not working.
Oh, that's why you were trying to. Okay, we're figuring that out right after. I think you got to activate it. It's definitely just not activated because you've never used it. That's why.
How do I activate? There's not even a number to call on here to activate it.
I'll help you do it. I got you. Don't worry. Or I'll just give you mine. It's the same thing.
All right, we'll figure it out after market check.
It's happening. Yeah.
I need to know one thing, Tommy. How are you able to watch sports games with this type of internet? I would probably smash my screen.
Well, so the internet in my office is the problem. Like the rest of my apartment, including my living room where I watch TV, it's great. But yeah, in my office, it's just, I guess, just far enough away from the router that it's not good.
Oh, dude, this is what you need. You need a mesh extender. Yes.
Mesh.
Yeah. Yes, a mesh extender. Is yeah, you gotta get one of those.
Yeah, you just plug it in the electricity and.
Or why don't you move your router into your office at home?
Because then I would mess up my TV. Probably.
Right, you need an extender. Yeah, that's it. Don't worry, audience. We will get it. We will get Tommy fixed up. Don't worry. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Tommy needs God.
No, that's not what I wanted to highlight. I wanted the other one. What I think of Total 3 versus Bitcoin. Well, it's just an inverted Bitcoin dominance, pretty much. You know, more or less, without ETH, of course. Just like the Bitcoin dominance, I think Bitcoin dominance goes a little higher, and Total 3 versus Bitcoin therefore goes a little lower. And then I think we can have it at last.
Total 3 over. Let me pull it up.
You think Total 3 does what, guys?
The Total 3 versus BTC goes a little lower and then higher. I don't think we see new lows on this one.
I agree. I think if you're in the camp that this is making new lows, you're probably in the camp that Sol BTC is making new lows also.
I mean, this is ETH BTC, right? This is literally ETH BTC.
It's kind of like a mix between ETH and Sol.
Yeah.
This is not ETH BTC because it excludes ETH, but
no, but I'm saying it looks pretty damn similar to BTC.
But what does this tells us, right? That we still do need ETH to outperform Bitcoin in order to see a broader outperformance from altcoins, because that's when liquidity and adoption is truly happening. When liquidity is coming in, new fresh money, because like we've seen some coins pump, but it's just been really a PvP market rotation, few market participants extrapolating value from others, not actually, new money coming in. And I think that's quickly up. That's exactly what it means.
Yeah, I like this one. I think that's kind of the same thing we're gonna get for BTC. It's gonna take a little time, but
I need you to find that meme, Tucker, your
I
favorite
know,
one, with the standing guy, that painting with the standing guy.
Oh, that one? Yeah.
Put it on this chart and say, "Ease BTC bottom is in."
No, this is the one of the dude pointing at the one green candle, like, with the face, dude. Yeah, that's this meme. Like the minus 99%, and then
We are so back.
yes, we're so back. That's what that is.
I also kind of think this bottom is in, which directly conflicts with my Bitcoin dominance bias, which I do.
I know
think
that feeling.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Where like you have such a great, bias, and then you find like this chart, and it's like, wait, that doesn't fit my bias. I will ignore it.
I do think, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how it plays out. I don't think Bitcoin dominance is cyclically topped. I think a little bit higher still, but what that means for ETH BTC, I don't think we're making new lows on ETH BTC necessarily anymore. But I do think that it could range here for a bit as we carve out a bottom. Like, I don't think it's just going to be a vicious V recovery, back to the high.
This is the one we were looking for, Tucker, too.
Yes, that's that one. Yes, exactly.
Oh man, there's a. This one would do too.
Wait, Tommy, if we checked the like button and all today.
No, we have not. I can only imagine. Horrors beyond my comprehension.
But also, one that we could make, right, is this one.
So James Wynn just deposited like 350K in the hyperliquid in the last hour.
Well, that's the ones he sold Andy and Wolf from, literally.
This guy is going to get zeroed out.
He will. But to a certain degree, it feels like like he truly is either a full, a bot, or he is funded by someone, or both. This one could be it too, right? This one could be it. Wait. Bye.
Jackus, let me see.
What's up?
I was gonna ask you about Pepe, just because you're looking at BTC. Like, I guess. Oh, you're still on the screen. Will you pull up Pepe for me and just? There's an important line I need you to look at.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness. So draw a line from the close of
What time frame?
let's go weekly. The close on the peak before the peak. Yeah, that right there. What do we think of that?
Study that, Tucker. You tell me, I know instantly. You know,
You knew. Yeah.
it's not like, hey, look at November 2024 low. Oh,
I
wait,
knew you
it's
would know. Yeah, I knew you would
23
know.
September. No worries. But I had to make the joke.
Yeah.
All right.
What do we think of that?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a strong resistance. I think it's going to cause a pullback. It is causing a reaction, but I don't think that it causes the chart to go to new lows. I think it's going to cause a reaction. I think there's going to be lots of guys who will say, "Oh, head and shoulders," and then you break it, and that's incredibly bullish. There is not a better bullish signal in a bull market than a broken head and shoulders.
Yeah, this was the level I wanted to sell the rest of my Pepe at, and I've decided not to do that. We'll see if that's a mistake in hindsight.
Yeah,
This
that
was
one right
also
there.
one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jack, where do you think is trading if ETH is going to like 5K this summer?
Sorry, you rocked a bit, but I think you asked about Pepe, maybe.
Yeah, where do you think Pepe trades if? And I know I'm asking you to dubiously speculate, obviously. So, you know, you don't have to answer, or you can answer conservatively. But if ETH is trading at 5K this summer, where do you think Pepe is trading?
It's quite simple. Pepe holds better on the downside. If ETH is breaking 4K, well, then I think Pepe is breaking all-time highs. So if ETH is trading at 10K, then Pepe probably should be trading like whatever this number is, you know, deleting 1 0 from the chart.
I kind of had a similar level marked out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear some confirmation to know I wasn't crazy.
No, it's always been about that. It's always been about where ETH goes. That's all. That's all it is about. And so people always joked about ETH, and this is what we got. They thought they were so clever by dunking on ETH, which, you know, like it happened, but it crippled all of our backs pretty much. Well, not all, as I said, you know, there's been good ways to outperform the market still, but you know, if ETH truly moves, that's positive for the whole altcoin space. Or should I say digital asset space? Because altcoin, you know, altcoin is going to become a one for the history books. It's no longer an altcoin, it's a digital asset.
Mm-hmm.
When we don't like the subject, we simply change the name.
It is what it is. That's how the game works.
I mean, in a way, it's kind of like the most crypto thing ever, right? Because we don't like a narrative, we just rebrand it as something else. I feel like crypto, I think I've talked about this concept before, but there's no asset class that's more of a chameleon than crypto has proven to be over the years. When you talk about like speculative narratives about Bitcoin, you know, it went from currency to digital gold to now, I mean, this cycle hyper commoditized. At least that's the narrative. So yeah, I mean, part of it is just the asset classes growth over time, and I think, you know, a lot of it is crypto has, I think, such a widely defined fundamental thesis that it's able to be effectively like a chameleon. I do think that's a big reason why it's been able to survive as long as it has.
Wait, we should have read these super chats. Caspa prediction in PA. Jackus. Oh, you want me to do it, I
guess. Basically.
Caspa prediction in PA. Should have done Mexi.
It's kind of like Sol.
Ooh. Line's still relevant. Okay.
I mean, if this is going to trade alongside Sol USD and Sol BTC, then
I like that, Tommy. And I think both Sol and Caspa needs to be bottomed here. I think Caspa could outperform first ahead of Sol, but I see what you mean.
I just think you can't really slip back below there. You know, I think you need to leg up from here to truly get back in the range, or else it still looks like a downtrend. Right, but if you can bounce here and do this and then hold this, then you're back in the range and you can target this, in my opinion. But yeah, okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Big area for Caspa.
Well, I think it can drop some sub 8 cents.
Yeah, that was the weekly, by the way, so that's not super short term, but sub 8, you think can come down here? Yeah, and then what?
And then rip.
And then rip.
And then rip.
That's kind of my thought process with a lot of these Sol meme coins, so I guess that makes sense.
Sub 8, back into here. And then rip. Oh,
when I visualize it in my head, Tucker, can you pull up the Floki chart?
The Floki chart?
Yeah. Now I don't think that everything is about to do something like this, but I think kind of is just like a general idea. Can you zoom in on that price action Floki put in at the end of 2023 into 2024?
This.
Yeah. Like I kind of feel like a lot of these Sol meme coins, and I guess maybe Caspa to a lesser extent. Again, some of the structures on the thing aren't exactly similar, but the concept, probably that last leg down that Floki had to take out those lows, and then it had that consolidation and ripped. I kind of feel like a lot of these Sol meme coins are going to basically do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's where we can end the show. So Tommy takes us out.
Yes. Go ahead, Tommy.
Wow. Yeah, I am gonna end up getting rusty on these outros, but rest assured, I don't even know if you guys hit the like button or not. Hopefully, if you guys enjoyed the show, you press the like. Even if you just hate us, you want us to stay on YouTube, you can continue to hate on us. Hit the like button on your way out. We're always very appreciative when you do that. And of course, you help us keep the lights on here at BB. We won't do the product shills today, but we will, however, talk to you again about the BB Terminal, guys, which is your go-to tool for this cycle, the best in class that you can get as an active trader a long-term investor, and also as an on-chain degen. So check out the BB Terminal, guys. I mean, you can sign up for the portfolio tracking completely for free. But yeah, I mean, I promise you will not be disappointed. If you have already used the BB Terminal, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We are continuing to make it the best possible product that you can, that you can buy. So yeah, check out the BB Terminal, guys. We're going to run this little ad here before we officially wrap up. But if you look at market check today, we will be back for episode typical our time around 15.
Do we tell him or do we keep him going?
Let him keep going. Let him keep going.
Was I rugging?
Yeah, just at the very end, bro.
No. Oh no. All right, let me speed run then. If you enjoyed Market Check today, we'll be back for another episode tomorrow at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard. But also make sure to check out Market Talk with King Wabi. That is our afternoon spaces hosted through our X account. So check that out as well. Wabi does a great job with that show and has been crushing the market lately. But yeah, that's it from us, guys. We hope that you enjoyed the show. We'll be back for another episode tomorrow, like I said. But until then, thank you again, as always. Of course, stay safe and enjoy this little snippet about the BB Terminal.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.